Hello. Hi. All right. Welcome to the final day of this masterclass that is free and live on Instagram and Facebook, where we are talking about understanding your sexual energy. And today is day 4. We have a really fun topic all about orgasm. And I'm going to share some new and interesting things with you because orgasm is not just a physical experience. And even when it is a physical experience, it's way more than what we may have previously allowed ourselves to recognize. So I'm going to dive into that, but first I want to remind you that if you are part of the contest, meaning that if you have been watching these videos, or even if you're just now tuning in and you want to play catch up, I'm having a giveaway for this masterclass where you can win a free session with me, a free sexuality session with me. And all you need to do is watch these videos and then post what you have gained from each one, what you've gained from each video, and you need to make at least 3 posts for the 4 videos, right? So at least 3 posts out of the 4, and just share what you've learned over the course of this video, and then tag me in the body of it, and I'm going to choose a winner tomorrow morning. So thanks for tuning in live. I'm going to say hi to some of these friends and I'll dive right in. So today we're talking about orgasm. And as I said just a minute ago, orgasm is much more than just a physical experience, but it is also that. But it's sort of this transcendent experience. And when I was meditating before jumping on this live video, what came to me again, and this has come to me several times, what came to me again is that an orgasm is actually energy work, and it's a hugely loving gift that we have as humans. So this is like a spiritual gift that we have. And I've heard lots of different opinions around orgasm. You know, people, it's almost become sort of like a buzzword, you know, to the point where we're all doing it, or maybe like a lot of us aren't really able to get there, especially women. Sometimes women have a hard time getting there, sometimes men too. But we talk about it so much that it's almost lost its flavor. And what I want to do is really bring the flavor back to that. That orgasm is this really incredible spiritual gift that we have. And that doesn't mean, you know, like in the Judeo-Christian ideal, where because it's a spiritual gift, we have to separate it and put it on this pedestal, and it can only be in certain situations. You know, I kind of want to say that doesn't need to occur, but it is still a huge gift. And it's not something that we should, you know, we shouldn't put it on a separate pedestal. And also, you know, we don't need to believe that it's bad or dirty, right? We can really have this be something that's like, wow, what a gift that I get to have this and do this as a human. So we can look at it kind of more in that holistic way. So it's not only a gift, but it is our body giving itself energy work, right? So if you've ever had the experience of maybe having a Reiki session, or even if you're just empathic and you're around somebody that feels really good and sort of lights you up, well, this is energy work, right? And energy work deals with not just the physical body, but also the energy body, and, you know, all of their many different layers within the energy body that that energy can work with. So if you think of orgasm being energy work, you can really think that we're moving within all these different layers of the body. So we're working on the physical, we're working with all of the different layers of the aura. And this is why it's such a huge gift, because this is something that we can give ourselves for, you know, allowing ourselves to heal and to grow. So physical orgasm can is oftentimes projected, right? When we have an orgasm, a lot of times that energy is projected out of the body. So if you're really energetically aware, you know that this is happening. Not everybody knows this, or if you've practiced any tantric practices, you know that a lot of times orgasm is energy sort of shooting out of the body and leaving the body. But there are different practices and trainings that we can do to allow the orgasmic energy to move within the body to actually feed the body, right? So it's sort of this self-feeding practice of energy, and we can give ourselves energy work in this way. I remember I had a friend who, when she orgasmed, she would actually send that energy to different parts of her body that needed some love or needed some healing. So this is really a monumental practice. And one of the things I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to introduce to you my online sexuality, it's called the Sexual Awakening course. And it is, we have an entire week dedicated to orgasm, how to move into orgasm more easily, especially for women. This is a more difficult practice. And then for men, the practice of edging and how to sort of pull that energy in. I'm going to answer that question. The question is, why is it so difficult for me to experience it with my partner? Is it an energetic unbalance? That's a hard question to answer without knowing all of your background, but I'm going to dive into some different practices right now and let me know if I've answered your question or if I can dive deeper into it. So when we are doing energy orgasm practices, right, when we're using our orgasm to pull it within the body, there are a couple different things that happen. One is that we can bring energy and healing to different parts of the body, like I was just saying. Another thing that we can do is we can connect it to different energy centers in the body. We can connect it to the heart center. We can connect it to the third eye. We can connect it to the throat. So any chakra that you've been wanting to open, this is something that will do that. This practice will do that. And you'll actually find, as you orgasm, bringing this energy up into different energy centers, you're going to have, you can have a big heart opening. And I call these actually different chakra orgasms. I've had a third eye orgasm, right, where I brought that energy up and it was actually sort of pulsing in the third eye area. So, and you can have the same thing happen with the heart, have a huge heart opening. You can shoot it through the crown and allow your crown to open. So these are pulling that physical energy in through the body and allowing it to be something that helps with your different energy centers. Okay, so let's also talk about the two predominant issues that I tend to see when I do coaching. And by the way, I didn't fully introduce myself. I hope you guys have been watching the other videos. But just to let you guys know, I am a sexuality coach and I'm also an intuitive. So I use my intuitive practices to help people with their sexual energy, with their relationships, and also, just with their life purpose in general. And they're very related, by the way. Life purpose and sexual energy, those two are highly related, and that might sound, surprising, but it's very true. Sexual energy is the basis of our whole lives because sexual energy is not just about sex. It's our life force energy. It's our kundalini energy, right? So go back to the first video if you missed that part. But the two predominant issues that I see do tend to be polarized with people who are identifying as men and people who are identifying as women, specifically cis men and cis women. What tends to happen is with cis women, and when I use that term, it means people who are born as women with the female genitalia and they identify as women. With cis women, what tends to happen is there's like a difficulty in orgasm. It's hard to move that energy into the actual physical orgasm. And with cis men, what I tend to find with my coaching is that they either, orgasm maybe too easily and then they fall asleep. So then it's kind of a short-lived sex act between them and their partner. Or they are, sort of having the inability to connect on that emotional level, and their partner sort of feels like, hey, I'm here, I'm not just someone that you have sex with. And they themselves are having a hard time letting down some of those barriers. So those are two different things that I see in coaching. And what's really, really beneficial is by learning how to move and utilize that orgasmic energy and move it through the body, and even how to reach orgasm, or how to sort of pull that energy back and not have an orgasm. Those things, learning how to really work with and sort of control and navigate that sexual energy and that orgasmic energy, is a really, really helpful practice for all of those issues that I just talked about. Okay, so getting into how to move that energy through you. I've said this in a podcast before. I go much, much deeper into this in my sexuality course, because there's just really not time or the ability to communicate all of this with you right now. But slow down. Slow down and don't be goal-oriented. I know it's counterintuitive, but when we slow down and we're not goal-oriented, and this might actually totally foundationally derail everything, right? So sometimes when we change the practices or the way that we're doing things, it can sort of disintegrate the foundation, and then it feels like things get worse before they're getting better. That's not the truth, because they're getting better, but it just on the surface looks like they're getting worse because the foundation has been taken out. So when we slow down, sometimes in our partnerships, it really can unravel things, right? But it's such a healthy practice, slowing down and not being goal-oriented. And then sometimes this also brings up larger issues that, it's not really always about orgasm. Sometimes it's the, trauma. So visit, the last video that I did. And sometimes it's not understanding your polarity, which was day number 2 in this sexuality series. There's a reason that I introduced all these other topics first, because it's very helpful to build that foundation, sort of wipe away what wasn't working and then build that foundation over again. Okay? So let me know, Olives, I'm sorry, I don't know your full name. Let me know if that answered your question. Go ahead and type that in. And also, I'm going to talk to you guys about my Sexual Awakening course, which, it's opening today. So registration is open today, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This course is 8 weeks, and each week we visit a new topic. So some of the topics we visited in these these daily videos that I've done over the past 4 days. And then there's also more. So we work during this course on generating sexual energy, on how to move that sexual energy through the body, how to experience life as very, very pleasurable, moving your entire reality into sexual energy and knowing how to be in this pleasure the whole time. Right? Which is just kind of a magical practice. Speaking of magic, I don't want to forget this, so I'm just going to mention it now. This course has 2 bonuses. So one of the bonuses is me and my twin flame Wind talking about the masculine and feminine polarities. And we share a lot about our relationship and how it's changed over the years. The other bonus is a unit on sex magic. So I give you an entire bonus on sex magic and how you can use this in your life. And it's really, really amazing and powerful. Okay, so some of the other units in the 8-week course that we dive into. We do talk in depth about orgasm. There is, in fact, the orgasm unit is sort of divided into people who are identifying as women and people who are identifying as men, different practices. Obviously, you are welcome to watch both units, right? I'm not here to segregate. This is definitely learn as much as you can. A lot of people take this course with their partners, right? Because the cool thing about this course is a lot of it is online. In fact, it's all online, but a lot of it's pre-recorded. And so you can go back and visit the material. You have lifetime access. So you guys can both dive in together if you're in a partnership. Okay, so what are some of the other things that we dive into in this course? We do talk in depth about orgasm, like I said. We also talk about shame and trauma. And I go into 2 very helpful practices that you can work with to move through shame and trauma, specifically regarding sex, your beliefs around sex, and sexual energy. We also go into the masculine and feminine polarities, which a lot of people think of as man and woman, or they think of as girly and masculine, and those are not true, right? There's so much more to that, and understanding your polarity and what you project and learning how to balance those within can actually help you in your whole life. It can help you manifest things. It can help you bring in what you really want. It can help you navigate conflict in a new way, because if we're projecting the polarity that doesn't really match what we're feeling comfortable projecting, then it can cause a lot of problems in our lives. And we can learn to project different things in different areas of our lives. So that unit's really helpful. We also, at the end of the course, talk about how we can take all of this newly generated sexual energy and navigate life, right? Because a lot of times when I have talked about, or when I have taught this particular course to people, they'll say, okay, now I've got all this sexual energy and I went to the grocery store and everybody's staring at me and I don't know how to deal with it. And so I've added this part of the course because I think it's really important that we learn how to navigate life as highly sexual or highly energized beings, right? If we're not navigating life in a way that feels comfortable to us, then, we've generated all this energy and it could be uncomfortable for us to move throughout our lives with it. So we cover all that, and then we also have the 2 bonuses, like I said. So if you would like to sign up, the cart is now open. The course itself actually begins the 2nd week of November. And once you register, I'm going to send you all of the information on how this is going to go, because we do have weekly live coaching calls. And you're also welcome to join a private group on Facebook. The group is really, really nice because everybody learns a lot from each other. It's very intimate, safe, and all of those things. It's a wonderful group. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and type in here the course registration. Oh, I've got to do it on here. I got really confused. It's courses.AllisonHolly.com, where you can go register for that. All right. So let's post that, and then I'll also post it here on Facebook. Courses.AllisonHolly.com. And I want you to feel free to send me any questions that you have. If you are curious more about the course, or I'm not quite sure how to get this. There we go. If you're curious about the course and you want to know more, or if you're just curious about what I talked about today, then feel free to send me a message on either Instagram or Facebook or my email. And my email is allison@AllisonHolly.com. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great day. I can't wait to hear all of your insights. If you're part of this contest that I'm doing a free giveaway for, don't forget to make your posts, today on social media, and I'm going to choose the winner tomorrow. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.